Hello everyone, and welcome for today's episode of The Voice. My name is Valerie Maria, and we have our new guest here.
Martha Wanjao, Utugi Angels.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
So, Martha, can you share your personal inspiration led to the founding of Utugi Angels Community and how your personal experiences and your values?
Thank you.
Yes.
I would begin by saying that my name is Martha Wanjao. I am a wife, a mother of 3, and a grandmother of 2.
Wow.
And I am glad to be serving, or to be the founder of Utugi Angels, a community of persons able differently.
Okay.
And I would love to say that my greatest inspiration is knowing that everybody has a capacity. And there is a capacity that is underlying in everyone's life.
Yes.
So one of the areas that children with disabilities, I had not seen that tapping of their potentials.
Yeah.
And I really felt, I was really inspired of doing that, bringing out the best out of them.
Yes.
And that is what Utugi Angels is about, because ours is about maximizing self-reliance of persons with disabilities.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, Utugi Angels focuses on maximizing self-reliance
Yes.
for individuals with disability.
Yes, those that we rescue. Apart from rescue, we also like children that are abandoned or lost. We trace their families.
Yes.
So we reintegrate. So it's about rescue,
Yes.
rehabilitation, reintegration, and resocialization back to the communities. Yeah, while also protecting that bad things will happen to them by educating communities.
Yes.
Because there are so many things that are happening around disability. It's just because that people are not aware of what to do. So where you could block anything bad happening, we intervene, we advocate, and we also educate people on how to deal with such situations, to avoid them getting into bad situations like abandonment. So we also do protection.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, then can you walk us through what this holistic approach looks like the practice, how you impact the lives of other people?
Yeah.
Yes.
With the experience of Utugi Angels as a community of persons able differently, we have learned so much, and we have also looked into the holistic approach to disability services, because the person that people with disabilities, issues of therapy are a basic need.
Yes.
Not like us, like when you go to a gym, it's an excess thing, it's luxury. But for them, it's basic. And having caring for people with disabilities without therapy,
Yes.
there is a short, there is something that is not right. Yes. So we looked from the beginning, when we have the person that you're caring for from the beginning, we also look at the end. Yes. What will be the end point of this? And that's how we came up with the cottage industries, so that we may be able to create employment for these people. We also realized that when we do rescue and reintegrate the children back to the communities, it depends also on the culture. So there are the cultures like the Western province, where we have really got a lot of negativity. Yes. Because the culture allows that. And we have to educate those people. That's how we came up with the dialogue powerhouse. What are we educating? Are we having a continuous educating communities in preparation of all the issues of disability? Like if you're integrating someone back to the community, they need to be prepared to receive back their person able differently. Yes. So via that, we also looked at the people really need nutritional issues. Because a lot of disability needs, there is also a focus of nutritional needs. So we looked at the Eden Food Forest Fund. And we called it food forest because we grow everything in there. You'll find vegetables, you'll find fruits, we try to grow as much as possible because that's organic farming.
Okay.
And they don't have, it is healthy for such persons. So they don't have side effects.
Okay.
Because we have grown them, we know they are pure.
Yes.
So even dealing with sickly people, it becomes easier when you have the food. And it also became a huge need in terms of feeding those people. Like some of these children, you have no idea who they belong to. So they become your full responsibility as long as they are alive and you have not traced their families. So that is how we had to think of growing our own food, because the need is big. We don't have the capacity to buy everything.
So it's economical.
Yeah, it's economical. More to that, we can be able to teach our children how to do farming, to agribusiness.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we sell when it's excess. Like recently, the whole of last month, we were selling vegetables, and we announced to the communities that we have excess, so we are selling. Wow. So it is also an economic activity to be able to sustain, because the cost here is huge. Remember, if you're using diapers, they are costly, and you can't fully depend on people walking in, because you don't know whether tomorrow someone may not walk in and you still have to buy the diapers. You need to buy the Vaseline, which also goes. We use this in huge numbers, because every time you change a diaper, you will need some Vaseline, or some you need some applique.
It's quite emotional.
So it's
quite emotional, yeah.
It's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how we came up with the safe house, because of the rescue cases. We came up with the Spirit Center, where we are educating those people who, that is the focus of the need, plus everybody else that we have sheltered. We have to take care of where is their maximum, where will their maximum be found. So we work with different schools, and we also teach here the skills, the vocational skills. But sometimes when you rescue a child, you realize that they have more capacity than just being in your, like, getting the skills. So there are some that are young and you have to work with the nearby schools, some go to Limuru, depending on where their maximum can be got. So the Spirit Center is taking care of checking your holistic approach towards maximizing your self-reliance. But you also teach skills. As you have seen, we have quite a number of skills here. And we are proud of who our products have become, because they are human and they need to feel it. They need to be loved. That is how we came up now with the family strengthening. Like now we are constructing a shelter for a disabled person. And sometimes we don't need to construct, but we need to rehabilitate the space. Maybe someone is living between four walls and the conditions are not, they are not good enough for a person with disability. So you enable the same space to be disability friendly, but maybe putting up a toilet and a shower, and maybe some dignity things like a tap for drinking water with medicine or something. They can make a cup of coffee or something within the space. We rehabilitate it to be conducive for the person with disability. But currently we are building a 3-bedroom house with the community for one person. So that is through advocacy and also family strengthening. Yeah.
And Martha, what really motivated you that you felt, because this is a very, you wouldn't find people doing it, it has to come from somewhere. Yes. What really motivated you to feel like you really want to help these children? Is
one, that you would count that nobody applies to be born the way they are born. We are just lucky that maybe you are born that you can be able to express myself, I have the mobility, I have the sight. But there are people who are born disadvantaged. They may not have everything. Either they are not hearing, or they are not seeing, or they cannot walk, or they cannot even be able to sense what the environment is there for them, like some of the autistic kids or cerebral palsy. Nobody applies to be born the way. We are just born, and we are gifts from God. But there's a lot that goes through the lives of people with disabilities. That is what motivated me. Because the transformation,
Yes.
I didn't believe that they are hopeless. Like when you get to schools and they are in special units, and some of them, like, nothing can be done much because they are disabled. I didn't believe in that. I believe that there's something for everything, for everybody. So I was determined to be in this space, to be able, again, when for us, when you go to the world and it's difficult,
Yes.
you shed back to your parents. But in this case, it's that parent maybe who has either become so tired because of the pressure that comes by raising a child with disability is so much. Sometimes they reach a point that they can abandon.
Yes.
And you cannot blame them. It's a lot of weight. But again, the child doesn't deserve that. But again, you cannot blame the caregiver, because sometimes it pushes you to that end. If the environment around you, they are not understanding you that you also need a rest and you need a break, that can lead to abandonment. So that child cannot cage back to the mother. Some of them get very bitter with the parents, because they cannot. Some of them will tell stories like, I remember my mother carried me at night at the back and went and threw me in a banana plantation so that I may die. So rubbing that image is not easy in the mind of a child. And that is one of the inspiration that I am inspired to bring happiness, to just bring joy, and to give an equal opportunity as much as I can. I try to give an equal opportunity, allowing them to go to church. They go to a church where they are allowed to be themselves. Yes. There is no discrimination. Yeah. And AIPCA, and they also enjoying life, maybe mixing with people when visitors come in. I allow that integration. We also go out and enjoy just the breathe out as you have nature walks. We hope that someday we'll be able to have nature drives. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. And that is what inspires me, that everybody can become the best version of themselves. So even people with disabilities can become the best versions of themselves. Wow. And that is what I'm trying to bring out.
That's quite huge, I'm telling you, because not so many people that can really go out of their way to try and do that. So it is so amazing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I also wanted them to feel like they belong. So this is our home.
Yes.
And we live with them. So everybody wants a sense of belonging, and especially people who cannot be able to express themselves enough to say that I am feeling this way. Maybe you don't have the speech or you don't have the capacity, but they still feel it. So they need the warmth, and some of them will never be understood because they are not expressing it. So for me, who understands their language, because the one thing I believe in is that the whole world, you cannot speak all languages, but one thing, the smile. When you smile at that child, it speaks all the languages. So I'm able to communicate with all of them differently.
And you have the smile.
Yeah, so that is what has kept me going. And the joy that you see the face is bright. Maybe at the point where the child was down, and then you see the face brightening and then gaining the smile. It's a journey. So
it's
I am
fulfilling.
It's very fulfilling. It may not have any money, but it's much better than even when I had money. Because I really feel so fulfilled. Yes.
Wow.
Sometimes it's not easy, but the fulfillment, it breaks all the protocols.
Wow.
Of the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Until I don't even, sometimes I'm hata words inapotea, but it is because of the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what are the challenges that you normally go through in terms of funds? Yeah.
You can say it's very challenging because it is really, really expensive to run such a center.
I can imagine.
With all the challenges that, the challenges are not same.
Yes.
There's a child who's drooling, there's that autistic, there's that on cerebral palsy.
Yes.
They have different needs. And answering to this needs, I can only say that it is God who has brought me this far. It is God. It is God who tells people, rise up and go and serve that lady with her, with the babies, with my children. Because it has been a journey.
Even just raising one child who is
not easy.
Totally okay, it's also a challenge.
The budgets are too high.
Yes.
And a lot of people also, they feel challenged to invest in people with disabilities. Because people want to invest where they can see you're moving from one stage to the next.
Yes.
So for us, when you're celebrating, like toileting is a milestone, or someone has graduated from diapers, is a huge milestone. To someone else, it's not making sense. Because they would expect like maybe a celebration of a milestone, like achieving a clean Form 4 grade, which a lot of our children may never achieve, and they still need attention, because everybody in this world needs attention. And that is what we are giving. So there are those God remnants that they still believe in our works. And we get a lot of support from the community, because they come in to help us to wash, they come in to help us to bring food, to bring the sanitary things. And the community has been very supportive, I must say. And we don't feel alone. Again, these problems are also coming from the community. So when they realize that there's a solution, they also become part of the solution. That is the beauty of the thing. And it has been a beautiful journey. It has been very challenging because there's a lot of washing. Cleaning is huge. And a lot of bills, like water bills are high, abnormally high, because of, you see, like a place where there are children who need toileting support comes also with other costs. The cleaning material, the changing of diapers is high. Everything is just high, including also feeding, because sometimes there are those that are concentrating on issues like they have to eat blended food and such. It's also a cost, because that means electricity and the blenders and everything. Sometimes it's broken and such items. I don't think anybody would even think like you could visit a children's center with a blender. But here it's a basic need, you see? Such of small items. And and something like a juice, where you can be able to get this carrot juice or the cabbage juice. You see, it's basic need. But when you're addressing normal issues, you'll find people think differently. Maybe they would think that you eat ugali, you eat this, you eat this. You will not find people with details. And those details are basic here. So it's also a cost a cost in terms of running. But we are grateful because lives have transformed. We have got children who looked like they were dying and they have improved. We have also got children that have been so down and their spirits have risen. So we feel that we are doing our best in the best way we know how. But all the same, it's working. God with us, it's working. But even as they continue, the government has changed. It's changing also, the systems of running the children's centers. So it is also becoming, we have to change with the system. So they are coming out from the children's homes to child welfare programs. Those have different rules. So you cannot throw away the ones you already had. But now we are slowly getting into the next system to work, because like the new system will allow you to live shorter period with a child. So you see, if you rescue a child who is abandoned, how do you deal with it? Like in the next 3 months, you're not supposed to be that child. So that is also becoming a challenge to children who have been abandoned and lost. Because rescue centers, you're allowed a little less period. Or you have to keep renewing these systems, which is also very, it is going to disadvantage the most vulnerable children. It is going to advantage maybe just simple vulnerability. But for those that are really vulnerable, it is also going to become a challenge. But again, we are called to do this job. So we have to look into what do we transform to that works for a child to be safe enough.
And how many children do you have?
20. But now those are the ones that live in.
Yes.
We have children in different places. We have also a huge, like we are 203 people total. But those who live in are only 20. But in our programs, you see, like I'm telling you, you're building, that is an extended thing. Yeah. We are also doing home visits. Yes. We are intervening in terms of advocacy. Yeah. We are also, the people that we are working with, we are working for at the moment is 203. But those that are living in are only 20. But only 20 is a huge number.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Even just one.
Yeah. You can see the amount of washing that is out there. It's a lot of work.
I can really.
Even giving attention to one child with disability. You know, that is a huge need. And most of what I've realized is that those with invisible disabilities like autism, children with autism, dyslexia, they really suffer, because by the time you're dealing with a person like someone who should reason in an equal way with you, but when you realize that they are not responding, you think they are rude. So even when they are being rescued, sometimes they suffer because they are beaten up to talk, because you may think they are criminals. But by the time you realize it's disability, it's better for a child who really looks disabled, you see? Something like drooling or something is showing that you're disabled. Yes. But those that is not showing, they really suffer. Because by the time you come to a point of understanding, it's not being rude, it's only that they have a disability. They have already been judged in accordance to just a normal person. Yeah. So we are also advocating for invisible disabilities in the community, so that people become aware, so that they treat them with that capacity.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, have you come across parents that are bringing their children because they don't want to live with them, or you just find them dumped somewhere? Or what happens?
The children.
Yes.
They are brought in here through the government.
Okay.
But now, now that we are in transition, we will also start taking children from families. Okay. Because we have the education aspect. Yes. We also have the rescue aspect. There are people who need care. Yes. Because maybe a parent has died. The child needs care. And the family members are busy with their things. They will be looking for a place where that child can be safe. Yes. So we will be giving safety in accordance to the new laws of the children's services. And also, we also developing the CIRIT Center, that is Social Integration, Rehabilitation, Innovation and Training. So those people that can bring in their children here to be able to study and to be dealt with from that focus of maximizing self-reliance, we will be taking them. Okay. Yeah. So because we are developing now into the new system. Okay. Yeah.
How do you overcome those challenges?
I will say it's not easy. It's only God that can help you and strengthen you, to renew your strength every day, because you need it renewed every day with every challenge that you face. Yes. But I also work in collaboration with I'm not locked alone. Okay. I allow people to come in and help. That's why if people are willing to come in and help us to clean up, I allow that. If they can come and help us to maybe take some of these burdens, I allow that. And that is the only way that we have managed to come this far, because this place, we don't have people like us supporting us in terms of funding. Yes. That is required here. But there are also people who have good hearts, and they may give what they have, and what they have will mean reduction of the costs here. Yes, yes. Because if you come in and wash, that washing should have been a cost, you see. If you come in and bring us food, that food we should have bought is a cost. If you come in and pay school fees, that would have been a cost. Yes. So we can say that we are not working alone. We are working in collaboration with the community itself, so that we may be able to handle whatever it is that you're handling. If it is matters of the church, a pastor is handling that, you know. They help that, carrying that burden. So I really feel appreciated, and I feel that I'm not alone.
You see, you're talking so positively, like it's not like it's a very huge thing for you, the way you're taking it.
No, because if we count the difficulties, I hate counting the problems, because the problems are so many. I want to appreciate that I'm not handling these problems alone. We are handling with other people of goodwill.
Yes,
But sometimes I don't even have to know. There are people I don't even know, but they are handling Utugi Angels issues like they belong here, because God sent them to do things here. You'll see someone dropping carrots. I may take even 6 months without having seen the person, and they don't even want to know me, or not much, or someone is bringing in food and just someone is just doing something else, someone is paying school fees silently. You wonder, sometimes you feel like there's a way God works, and it's bad to complain when you know to say that you're alone, when God has walked you a journey with humans, some of whom you don't even know. You have never seen them, but they were burdened by God. Go to Utugi and carry this burden. Like right now, I'm telling you, I'm constructing for someone.
Yes.
Mine is God burdened me, and then does not just burden me, allows the community to join me, so that I say I will buy 2 iron sheets, I will do a cement, I will do labor, I will come and build. It's a beautiful journey. I can say I had a beautiful journey. It has been very challenging, but it has been very beautiful, I will say.
Yeah. By what you're saying, you see, I was waiting for you to at least complain, say this and this, but all I'm hearing from you
is God. It's because God is present. I'm not alone. God protects me.
True.
When a need arises, when I am in that shit, like I am in the hospital, I have a bill of 300,000. There's a time I had almost 1 million with 3 children admitted in the hospital. You look like you don't know how to begin or to end. And then God allows people to come and pay that bill, and you can say you're alone. You cannot afford to say you're alone. You cannot afford to say you're crying, because you know God has worked miracles. You see, if the Bible is being written now, the things that we read about Daniel, I would wish now to be part of writing the Bible at the moment, because I am facing all those things that Daniel did.
This is so emotional.
Whatever happened to Daniel is happening to me. Miracles are happening every day, and I'm also wondering, what is this? So I can only give it the honor to God. And the fact that I walk a journey knowing that God loves me and God walks me through has been the strength that I carry on. A lot of times I don't even have a coin. But believe me, when things come up, things happen. So what can you call that? It's not wisdom, it's not knowledge, it's not that I'm a good planner. What can you call it? You can define it as it's godly. It's God's ways. So that's why I don't complain, because I know God has walked me a journey, a beautiful journey that I cannot also understand. Yeah.
This is so powerful. Martha.
Yes.
What is the meaning of Utugi? Utugi. Well, of course I know Utugi Angels. What is the meaning of Utugi?
Utugi is a Kikuyu name for 2 things.
Yes.
Amazing grace and generosity. So when you combine that combination of generosity and amazing grace, you can be able to know what it
that
means.
is what I'm seeing in you.
And then angels, I didn't want to call them disabled people. So I know they are angels of God, so that is why we have Utugi Angels.
Wow. It's a nice name.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, now, for the viewers who may want to get involved, how do they go about it to support the Utugi Angels? contributing, anything just to sustain the community, these small angels.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are on social media.
Mm-hmm.
You can get us as Utugi Angels Community in all the platforms. And also you could reach us.
Yes.
We have a bank account
Mm-hmm.
where you could transfer money.
Yes.
And you can also use my M-Pesa on 0723 296 845. Again,
Yes.
0723 296 845. You'll see Martha Moronga there.
Wow. Are you also on Twitter?
Yes, we are on all platforms. Utugi Angels Community. On Facebook, we have a page. We are on
all
Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, TikTok.
Okay. So if you want to, if you also want us to join, we can join.
Yes.
And help in whichever way.
You're most welcome. We actually have an event ahead of us on 2nd of November this year, 2024.
Yes.
At Makutano Secondary School. This is the school just next to us. We'll be using that field.
Okay.
We want to bring the community together. It's integrated sports so that you'll have all the ages. We have shows. We want to have the grandmothers, the fathers, the children, the small ones, so that we can be able to. We are working towards integration issues, and we really need cohesion of our country, and it has to begin with us. It will not begin from up there. We have to begin it from the community level. So we'll be having sports. We'll also have people with special needs, playing with people who like other organizations that they don't have such children, so that they also feel the love.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're most welcome for the Utugi Angels Community Integrated Sports.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Makutano Secondary.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome.
And now, what would you like to tell our viewers? Any encouraging word you can tell them that it can motivate them?
Every child is a blessing from God. And once you're gifted with a child, take care of that child no matter who. Whether they have challenges, that is your piece of blessing from God himself. And God does not give you cannot test you beyond the points you can withstand. So what happens is that if you're given a special duty to raise a child, that means you are a special parent who has been graced with special grace to deal with that situation. Be strengthened, be proud of your gifts, and don't lock them in there. Just bring them out to the community, because human is a social being. And the beauty of it is when you bring out your children, even those that are challenges, to mix with people. And that is what we love here. If you check on our history, we love just people coming in, because it gives the children the beauty of the love shared, the playing together, the attention they get. I cannot give it alone.
Wow.
Thank you.
Viewers, you all heard it from herself, Martha, Utugi Angels Community. She's very amazing, very powerful, and she has a big heart. And you can just help wherever you can. She's agreed. So whatever you can, just come visit her, talk to the children, have fun. And I'm telling you, even me, I had a lot of fun here. And she's always smiling. So it's also therapeutic also. Yeah, that's all we had for you today. And may God bless you, and bye.